Today we head to the west of France to discover two cities that are rich in history and which also have a vibrant student and cultural life, not to mention great theme parks, Futuroscope in Poitiers and Terra Botanica, newly opened in Angers. And all that set in idyllic countryside. Let's take a journey around Angers and Poitiers. Follow me.
The city of Angers is known for its art and history. The medieval castle there has 17 massive towers that make it a remarkable fortress. There's nothing else like it in the Loire Valley. It's home to the tapestry of the Apocalypse, which is extraordinary for its size and history. It was made in the 14th century. Angers has several other fascinating medieval districts. Overlooking the Main River and the old town of Outremer is the Cathedral of St. Maurice. Sainte-Croix Square nearby has an enormous half-timbered house, the Maison d'Adam, Adam's house. Its saucy Mr. Tricouillat statue should not be missed. Other areas of interest are around the Fine Arts Museum. It's in a former seminary and has art from early Italian Renaissance through to contemporary. One of the main sites in Angers is the Abbey Church, which has been converted into a museum dedicated to one of the city's most famous sons, David d'Angers. Poitiers is remarkable above all for its geography. It is on a hill carved out by the rivers around us. It's a prehistoric site with extensive remains such as the Gaulish oppidum, or fortified settlement, which is accessible only through this gate. We are here in Blossac Park, which was built in the highest part of the oppidum. Poitiers has the oldest baptistery in Europe. Visitors can see where the first Christians were baptized. The city was the seat of the Dukes of Aquitaine and the Counts of Poitou. Eleanor of Aquitaine was the Countess of Poitiers. Another famous woman connected to the city, Joan of Arc, liberated Poitiers. The Dukes had a palace in Poitiers with its Hall of Lost Footsteps, the Salle des Pas Perdus. Poitiers has had a tradition since the Renaissance, since the time of the writer Rabelais who studied here, of giving buildings new functions and reinvesting in them. The university has played an important role in this. The Arts and Humanities faculty, for example, is in the Fumé Palace. Meanwhile, the city's museum is built on the ruins of the Sainte-Croix Abbey, and you might even find a clothes shop in a chapel.
While Angers and Poitiers are infused with history, they are also thoroughly modern. Look at the constantly changing populations of these two cities. They are younger than you would think.
Half the people in Angers are under 30, which makes it a wonderfully dynamic city. We have 30,000 students here attending various universities. Angers has a major new theatre called Le Quai on the shores of the River Main. And there are lots of festivals, including the Festival of Anjou and another one called Premier Plan, which has been sponsored by the actress Jeanne Moreau for a number of years now. Some of this festival is held at Les 400 Coups Cinema, in the heart of the old town. Poitiers has 25,000 students for a population of 90,000 inhabitants. There's constant cultural activity here. There are several theatre and musical festivals. The cultural calendar is packed. New venues in the old centre include the Poitiers Theatre and Auditorium and the Media Library, and they blend perfectly with the old town.
While the city centres fascinate, we shouldn't forget the new attractions on the outskirts. Poitiers is now known for its Futuroscope, the second main theme park in France. It's had more than 40 million visitors since day one. And there's also Terra Botanica, which has just opened its doors in Angers.
New districts and campuses are springing up all over the city and in the outskirts, out to Futuroscope just nearby. The theme park has had more than 40 million visitors in 25 years. It's celebrating the Silver Jubilee with films such as Arthur in 4D, one of the world's best animation films. Futuroscope is now also a technology hub with university buildings, engineering schools, research laboratories, and leading companies based here. The Anjou region, and Angers especially, is one of France's main areas for horticulture. King René introduced pears to our territory in the 15th century. An extraordinary theme park called Terra Botanica opened in 2010. It's a real treat for children and parents. There are 275,000 plants on display with a variety of activities and high-tech imaging. It's an original and fun way to discover the plant world.
Angers and Poitiers are full of paradoxes, but luckily for visitors, they do a great job of combining the old and new with theme parks added in. Not to mention the fact that the countryside in both destinations starts in the town centre. Hundreds of kilometres of paths are accessible on foot or by other unusual means of transport. It's easy to explore the beautifully preserved natural environment around Poitiers, while from Angers you can visit the Loire Chateau by bike or just enjoy the gentle pleasures of the Anjou region.